says, I've been seeing Sean Schwartz on a weekly basis for outpatient therapy since completing a pre-treatment assessment on October 18th, 2021. During this evaluation, Sean described symptoms he experienced on a regular basis. From the information he provided, I have diagnosed him with post-traumatic stress disorder. This comes from years of trauma and inconsistencies in a person's life, often starting as a young child. I also believe Sean to be on the autism spectrum. Causes difficulties in adapting to social situations. I have difficulties adapting to abuse. She typed, the most common symptoms of this disorder are anxiety, hypervigilance, and a feeling of impending doom. It does not appear Sean experiences any hallucinations or other psychosis. He does not meet the diagnostic criteria for schizophrenia. Police officers get away with this by initiating a trauma response in victims, by talking over them. We already know when we go to the police officer and start telling them our story, we already know that mental health aren't the people who are supposed to take our report. We already know the police are supposed to do their job and they're supposed to do it right away. The police are the ones pulling the wool over everybody's eyes, and I've made thousands and thousands of phone calls that show that. This is injustice at its finest, isn't it? Now there are multiple people who committed crimes against me that are in jail and or prison now. One of them is former prison warden, or assistant warden, Sarah Nelson. She's in prison for sexual assault against an inmate. Same thing with Sergeant DeCini. I actually saved Sergeant DeCini's life, which turns out was a bad idea. I wonder how she feels right now sitting in prison. She's probably getting treated nicer than she treated me. All right, so you say Crime Stoppers themselves will, I can make the reports there and they will turn it in?
You do it over the phone, or you can email it in too. And they review the information, find out which agency is responsible to investigate it.
And unfortunately, I've already been to those agencies, and unfortunately, I've already been to those agencies, and they've already committed crimes against me. That's one of the major issues. They're mandated reporters, and they didn't do their job at the very beginning, so I tried to turn them in. Now every agency here is up in arms at me. If I go to most of these places again, they're going to have me trespass.
Right, so this will be anonymous. They're not going to know it's you.
They know it's me because I've been posting up about it live on YouTube for quite a while. You really think that once these places...
Because of the crime that you're...
Sir, my name is Sean Schwartz, and I've been all these agencies, and they all know my name is Sean Schwartz. They've also given me the runaround for all this time, knowing my name is Sean Schwartz. In these jurisdictions, I'm pretty well known. I try to turn in bad cops and child molesters, child abusers. No, the cops don't like me. So if I make it anonymously, they're not going to come collect any of the evidence. There's no way for them to come collect the evidence. Having me do it over the emails, I can't do that. I've tried to explain that part. I can't do that without assistance, without a place to do it. I can't even carry my computer into the library. I have to try to do it over my phone, and that's impossible. My nerve damage makes it... They only give you a certain amount of time or a certain amount of characters, or they make their sites nearly impossible to navigate to turn something in. Knowing that predators could get away just because the evidence that I have isn't being seen because I have to turn it in anonymously, that's not going to help anybody.
Did Is your phone starting to die? Keep cutting it out.
Oh, sorry, I belched. The number is 1-800-CRIME-STOPPERS, and my phone is at 3%. Okay, he just hung up on me. It happens. I finally got to speak to a man. How long did that conversation go on for? History. 40 minutes and 11 seconds, and he listened for most of it. He didn't make it into an argument the whole time. He didn't get butthurt at everything that I said. He didn't get offended at literally everything. He didn't go out of his way to look for excuses to be offended. The Crime Stoppers idea is a good idea. He also, my phone obviously died. I tried to record part of it on this phone, but it's completely full now. I never get it right on the first try. Rarely do I get it right on the first try. But as you can see, if I try to press the recording button, it says storage full. Oh, why isn't it showing it? I don't really want to delete any evidence, and everything in here is potentially evidence. I just have to go through and listen to every single conversation to figure out which ones are evidence and which ones are me talking about the situation, which is also evidence. So I guess I'm going to turn this off. Crime Stoppers, guys. I gotta end this video now because I have to let it charge up. These people don't bother to find out what resources I have. They don't bother to find out how expensive their ideas are. This one isn't too expensive, except I literally have nothing. I have no help to do these things, and I can't do them for myself. I can't even turn in crimes against me without being bullied, without having my disabilities taken advantage of.